Okay, what is going on, everybody? We are back in the house with the Raptors in the 6th game of the 7-game road trip tonight, taking on the Houston Rockets. This is poised to be an interesting game for the Raptors amidst all of the trade situations going on, and amidst, as you see from the thumbnail, as you see from the title, Pascal Siakam's snubbing from the All-Star game. Was quite shocked to see yesterday. I wouldn't go maybe not as far as say shocked. I was quite surprised, definitely, when Shams revealed the All-Star teams to see Pascal Siakam's name not on that list. I was definitely clicking on that tweet, expecting to see Pascal Siakam's name, reading it over and over 5-6 times, going like, did I miss him or something? Where the hell is he? And seeing names like Drew Holiday, DeMar DeRozan, and Tyrese Halliburton, all three ahead of him. That was certainly a shock. Not saying Halliburton didn't deserve to be an all-star, but I would have Siakam over him. And I would definitely have Siakam over DeRozan and Drew Holiday. I don't even think either of them should have been all-stars at all. But tomorrow we'll have a full video dedicated to Pascal Siakam's all-stars snubbing. We'll talk a little bit about it today, of course, but we'll save most of it for the main video tomorrow. Regardless, we got a game to play today, and we will see if it is going to be potentially that sort of revenge Pascal Siakam game. I'm not expecting anything crazy from Siakam here, especially the way he's been playing lately hasn't been exceptional. It's been fine. It hasn't been exceptional, though. So we'll see what he produces on court today with his line set. About 24, 25 points in this one. Where does Siakam and Durant duo rank in the league? I feel like you can argue three other duos. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Embiid, Harden, Bron, AD. It's pretty, yeah, it's not as good as any of those. No elite duo comes to mind. I mean, that'd be pretty high tier. Listen, my opinion in the offseason was you don't trade Barnes for Kevin Durant. My opinion is the same as it was in the offseason. Let's get this out of the way. Let's get this out of the way as well. The Raptors are not trading Fred VanVleet for Kyrie Irving. So let's get that one out of the way nice and early here. The Raptors are not trading Fred VanVleet for Kyrie Irving. Forget about it. Stop. That's not happening, okay? We don't even need to have conversations about that because it's just that ain't happening, okay? So with that out of the way, we can certainly move on. I don't know. I saw I saw some tweets about it. People were like, it'd be, I forget the exact word, but it was like the expectation. It was like the not even just the thought. It was the expectation. Yeah, I guess we're gonna be looking to trade for Kyrie Irving now. I don't know if that's, I don't know if it's a little bit risky with him on an expiring contract and all. Less likely to stay with the Raptors beyond that contract. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, there's no way we're gonna get Kyrie Irving. So let's get that one out of the way. Let's say what's up to everybody in chat, though. Thank you so much for choosing to spend at least part of, if not all of your Friday night here with Amateur Sports. And watch along Raptors. They take on the Houston Rockets. What's going on to my six full? Russell Westbrook. Skywalking returns. Not if I've gotta. Amateur Army vet. The GOAT. What's going on? Lamar, another veteran here. Jay Conda as well. Shout out Jay Conda. All the support on the channel. Phoenix is here. Toronto 416. Param Patel. Thank you for joining. Who else am I missing? Big Zongo, another vet. Thank you for the words on the haircut. Yeah, what were the glasses today? I am so goddamn tired today. I say that a lot of streams. I am so tired today, though. KW, what's going on? Cheryl, what is going on? Gregory, another vet is here. Another vet joining us. Jay Bricks, how you doing? Sher Khan for joining. Harjosh, sorry if I mispronounced that. Thanks for joining. Yes, I got a haircut. Thank you, guys. I got a haircut. Man, I feel like a whole weight of the world off me after I got this haircut. My hair was so long yesterday. I got it cut last night, but yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for this game. I'm ready for the fucking trade deadline, man. We are 2 games away from getting to the end of this road trip where action is going to be taken. I'm just excited to see. It seems like a lot of traction is going down on these Raptors players. Like it really looks like OG is on the way out. It really looks like Fred VanVleet is a great chance to go on the way out. It definitely seems as though beyond that as well, Gary Trent might be on the move. We could see three like really big players on this team go. Like this could be a real big overhaul for the Raptors, and I'm just kind of excited to see how it all pans out. I really am. Yeah, a lot of sources are on the reporting on OG. A lot of reporting on Fred VanVleet as well. So, this could be the last week of the Raptors as we know it, with everything that they have. It's I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the change, just reshaping a real big shift from that championship. I know that Kawhi, Danny Green left, and then Serge, Marcus Gasol, so it's a different team, but a real overhaul on the team, and we can start to kind of tool differently in a different direction for what this team is defensively from our play style. Jeremy, what's up? Thanks for joining. Who else? Tom M, thanks for joining. Went from top player available to second best. Well, I guess so. Did Masai wait too long to make a decision? No. I don't think so. I don't see the issue with Kyrie Irving all of a sudden being available. Like only one team can get Kyrie, and a lot of the teams that are going to be interested in Kyrie did not have interest previously in OG and Anunoby. So I don't think at all that the Kyrie Irving asking for a trade is going to have any sort of effect on, or very minimal at most, on the OG and Anunoby trade situation. I don't really see that at all. Been retooling for a long time now. We've been retooling for like 0 days. We literally have not made a trade with this core yet. We've been retooling for 0 days. I don't know if you know, we won a lot of games last season. That was pretty good. The team went to shit after he couldn't re-sign our big rotation. Yeah, it didn't go to shit completely. I mean, we had a good year last year, but a lot has changed in this year's NBA, and we're kind of behind the pack. So a change is necessary, and absolutely a change is going to happen. A change is on the way for this team. Yeah, a lot of them walked and lost a lot of depth, lost a lot of just the overall assets on the team. And I think I wouldn't call it inevitable, but that is a hazard of selling a lot for that NBA championship and not having the power in the free agent market to make up those numbers that you missed and those players that you lost on. So that's unfortunate. Besides Siakam, Barnes, what player would you hate to see go? That's it. I mean, if anybody else goes, I mean, like, listen, if the front office even decides that, like, go, like, get a massive haul for Siakam, I'm not even, I'd be sad, but I'm not even against that at all, really. So Barnes is the only person I'd say should be untouchable. Like, you really gotta build around Scotty Barnes for the future. I'm firmly on that. I just don't think this team is good enough that even if you go get, like, let's say you get Kevin Durant, you trade Scotty Barnes, you trade like Gary Trent, Scotty Barnes, and get Kevin Durant, something like that. Which, even if that's a case where they want to trade Kevin Durant, because Kevin Durant, by the way, is still a Brooklyn Nets player who has not asked for a trade. So even if that is possible, I'm still like, okay, Kevin Durant shows up and your team still isn't very good, right? Your team isn't championship caliber. You don't have a rim protector. You're not getting Claxton in that deal, so you don't have a rim protector. Sure, you can trade other things to get a rim protector, but that'd be a huge reshape of your team in the middle of the season. I think us getting Kevin Durant, like that'd be an off-season thing where we'd have discussions. It's not going to happen in the next week or so. It's not going to happen next week or so. I'll firmly say that's not going to happen. Firmly. I obviously don't know. I'm not ruling out anything. Nothing is impossible, especially in sports. But this is Kevin Durant ain't coming to the Raptors. Neither is Kyrie Irving, if that's what people are also thinking. Would I entertain a Siakam Durant swap? I mean, I just don't see the reason to do that. They're obviously going to want picks as well for that deal. I just don't see the reason of making a winning trade right now. I genuinely don't. We're 7 games under 500. Like, if you have an amazing run second half of the season, like you're still, or the last like 30 games here, you're still not really in a very good playoff position. There's just no need to make a buying trade right now. So, in my opinion, I don't see the point of doing all that. Can I put a team that is still using those two? There's a lot of people right now. If you really you can't. No team has just one good player. Siakam is the best player right now, but like other teams around, like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown play together. Those are guys who needs the ball a ton. Like, you can't be good with just one good player. So like eventually you have to figure out having 2 good players and still finding success on the court. Like, you can't just say you have to give the reins to one guy. You can't have 2 good if you want to be a good team, you need 2 good players. You need more than 2, but at least 2 like real star players typically. Why do I think Kyrie is never why would the Raptors trade for Kyrie Irving? You're 7 games under 500. Let's say you offered Fred VanVleet whatever to get Kyrie Irving. You probably have to trade. I guess like thinking salary wise, like Fred is like 21, so you'd trade, let's say, Malachi Flynn and Chris Boucher, get you up to like 36. That's like pretty much exactly 36 million. Okay, now you're 7 under 500. You have a really good second half of the season. You're the 5th or 6th seed in the Eastern Conference. You struggle to win your first round playoff series, and then Kyrie Irving leaves for nothing at the end of the season. That doesn't seem like that definitely doesn't seem like a good avenue. Like, even if you have a really good seed, let's say you get second round, maybe like somehow get to the third round with that team, which I would find quite surprising given the depth of this team, which is still a massive problem, and you'd make it even worse by making that trade. You just lose him for nothing in the summer. He wouldn't stay in Toronto. There's absolutely no way Kyrie Irving would re-sign in Toronto. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I'm quite frankly, I'm a bit surprised that I have to explain why the Raptors should not be trying to get Kyrie Irving, even if it was realistic, which I don't think it is. I think they're going to provide Kyrie Irving a little bit of say in where he's going, just because the team that gets him is going to want to have some form of, not expectation, but at least some intel into him possibly wanting to stay beyond this season. I think the Lakers have a big possibility of achieving that feat. The Clippers as well, potentially. And I think Brooklyn will take that into consideration and will feed some info over there. Or at least Kyrie Irving will be speaking to the team about things like that. If you're telling me that the front office can get a prospect that could potentially be all-star, you absolutely, I don't know what we're talking about here. I think Masai needs to start viewing this team in that 18-19 OKC mode where they capped their ceiling, they made a massive overhaul, rebuilding, get a franchise caliber guy. Wow, we're going very drastic right now. I don't know if it needs a massive overhaul, but they're definitely like leaning heavy into Barnes. Like, OKC got their future all-star. I mean, we got ours. His name is Scotty Barnes. He's 21 years old. Like, if you want a future all-star prospect, here he is. We have him already. So you just gotta be patient for that sort of growth there. But you definitely want to work on his timeline. If you're losing Trent, you're losing Fred, you're losing OG, then you can't really convince me we're still operating on that Siakam timeline. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But maybe the offseason would be a better indication of where the team is at. If it doesn't, I would be really surprised if Siakam wasn't here till the end of the season. Whatever the team looks like around him could be a tough situation. I don't know if there's any team that would trade a player like that for Siakam, though. I think Kyrie will be in LA. I think the Lakers have the most to gain from this trade. So I think the Lakers. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is not available for trade. No, he is. OKC are not going to move him. They probably have a lot of belief in their current core. He has scored to pair with Barnes. What defines a scorer? Somebody who scores like 25 a game, maybe like at least 25 points per game. Not a lot of those in the league. 20. I'd say a scorer's got to give you like 25 a game. Like that's you're a top tier NBA talent at that point. Tough. They're tough to find. I don't know. Who could we get that scores 25 a game and could play him next to Scotty Barnes? That's a toughie. Does this mean we don't give Siakam the max? Does not mean that. He is chasing an all-NBA spot, which he's not going to get. The All-Stars, I don't know what the All-Star implications were for that. I do know that an all-NBA appearance, however, does make him eligible for the Supermax. I would be beyond shocked if he made an all-NBA team just because of the Raptors record. They obviously valued that very heavily into the All-Star voting because Siakam was literally an All-Star lock. I'm sorry. 25, 8, and 6. Efficiently shooting 25, 8, and 6. Like that's all-star lock. Straight up. But they definitely valued the record very heavily in there for him. They did for him and not for Halliburton and DeRozan. I'm very upset about that. But there's no way he's making an all-NBA team. Like, say what you want. Like yes, the Raptors are behind the Pacers and the Bulls. The Pacers are 1 game ahead of the Raptors. The Bulls are 2 games ahead. It's not like it was would have been a massive shock to see Siakam make it. Like 25, 8, and 6 is astonishing. DeRozan should not be an all-star. I think James Harden should have been an all-star instead of Drew Holiday. I think Siakam should have been an all-star instead of DeMar DeRozan. On the other side, Western Conference, I think De'Aaron Fox should have been an all-star ahead of Paul George. And Anthony Davis is not an all-star. Like, what are we doing right now? Anthony fucking Davis was looking like a goddamn MVP candidate. And we're saying this guy's not an all-star? How on earth is Anthony Davis not an... De'Aaron, I wasn't as surprised. I am stunned De'Aaron Fox did not make the All-Star team. Absolutely stunned. And they put Paul George in instead of him. That's just crazy. Just insanity. And Jaren Jackson Jr. made it ahead of Anthony Davis? What? What? We put in Jaren Jackson Jr. ahead. I love Jaren Jackson Jr. He's phenomenal. He's going to win DPOY. But goddamn, Anthony Davis did not make it, and Jaren Jackson Jr. did? That's crazy, man. That is crazy. How did Drew Holiday make it, by the way? How did Drew Holiday make it? If Drew Holiday didn't make the All-Star game, people wouldn't even be talking about him as an omission. It would just be like nobody would even bat an eye about that. There's no way Drew Holiday. There's no way people would have been upset if Drew Holiday didn't make it. Drew Holiday's a great player. I love Drew Holiday. He's not an all-star. He's not an all-star. He's the second best player in Milwaukee. Like, James Harden's the second best player on Philly, and he's way better than Drew Holiday. And Philly have a similar record to the Bucks. Jrue Holiday should not have been there's nothing you can say to convince me that Jrue Holiday should have been an All-Star. Harden should have made it ahead of him. Siakam should have made it ahead of him. Crazy. And DeRozan. Siakam's been better than DeRozan this season. How is Siakam not an All-Star, guys? Poor guy. Poor guy. And Fox, too. Crazy. That's actually crazy. I can't believe that shit. This guy gets no respect. Siakam gets no respect. It's crazy. I guess I should have seen it coming. I just so used to it. He didn't make it last year when he probably should have been one. Last year, I understood a bit more. Although, as an injury replacement, you know what? Even Jared Allen got in. That was also ridiculous. Jared Allen got in over him. I think there's a big case for Anthony Edwards as well. Nobody actually believes Fred should have been an All-Star. Don't, chill. Nobody's actually saying Fred should be an All-Star. I would have assumed the winky face was the showcase that Gregory was not being serious. But apparently not. How did DeMar make? DeMar's been fine. DeMar's been great. He hasn't been an All-Star. Trae Young's another guy that Trae Young should have. Halliburton has been great. He hasn't been as good as Harden. He hasn't been as good as Siakam. He hasn't been as good as Trae Young. They really Halliburton definitely got hyped up because of the jump he's made this year. Whatever. He hasn't been as good as any of those three guys. Trae Young's averaging 27 and 10, and it's not an All-Star. And his team is better than Indiana. We're pretty numb to how good Trae Young is, because Trae Young's numbers are crazy. Halliburton's great, but no, I mean, I would have easily. I wouldn't. Maybe I'm not saying I'd full on take Halliburton out of this team, but Jrue Holiday, DeRozan, I would be taking out of this team. Those guys are not All-Stars. Harden, Siakam should have been All-Stars, not DeRozan, not Jrue Holiday. Other side, Fox and AD should have been All-Stars, not Jaren Jackson, not Paul George. How did Paul George get in? Who was out here voting for Paul George, by the way? Who was out here voting? I can't get over Jaren Jackson Jr. getting it over AD. I genuinely cannot get over the amount of games that he's missed as well. Beyond that, I cannot get over that. Why would they trade him here? Yeah, I disagree. Trae Young's been excellent. I think Trae Young's better than DeJounte. I mean, Trae Young's the top dog there. in my opinion. You know what? Let's shout out the guys that were deserving of an All-Star appearance that made it. Bam Adebayo's been great. I'm glad he got recognized there. Bam Adebayo's been excellent amidst all the Miami injuries. Trae's true shooting is actually quite good. Let's pull it up. Let's see. Effective field. We use effective field goal percentage. 48% true effective field. That's not that good. So what's Siakam's effective field goal? Siakam's at 50, which is just good. It's not as efficient as last year, but the volume is definitely has gone up a little bit there. Man, I'm looking at Siakam's numbers. How is this guy not an All-Star? How is Pascal Siakam? I'm looking at Siakam's numbers. How is this guy not an All-Star game? Kind of crazy. All right. Big question is what's our we know what our direction is. We know what the direction is. We're on the same page here now. Have you seen the rumors lately? OG, Fred, Gary. It's a high possibility all three of them are gone. We're 7 games under 500. There's no we can make a run at it. in the second half of the season. That ship has sailed. This team is what it is. I'm unfortunate to say. There's no run coming second half of the season for this Raptors team. With all due respect. I agree with you, Phoenix, there. I would have said that's the right all-star selection. Siakam over DeMar, Harden over Drew, and I'm happy with the Eastern Conference. I agree. How do you guys feel about expanding the all-star roster? So some people have advocated for expanding the all-star roster to 15 rather than what it currently is at 12. I think no matter how big the roster is, you're going to feel like some guys should have made it who didn't make it. Like let's think about the Eastern Conference. If it's a 15-man roster, then, I'll add in Siakam, I'll add in Harden, I'll add in Trae Young. But then there's Jalen Brunson should have made it above whoever still. And, that's a debatable piece. I think no matter how big it is, people are going to complain there. I like it because it's such an elite class of players, and you have to be one of the top tier players to make it. And it's a very, very big accolade type of thing. Not that I complained they made it, but thank you, Jay Conda, for that super chat, by the way. I like it as it's like an elite class of players like that. There's always going to be snubs no matter how big the teams are. It is what it is. But thank you, Jay Conda. Super grateful for that super chat. Been dropping a lot of super chats lately. So thank you so much for doing that. Super chat reads, let's get her done. Let's get her done. Boys, let cards fall where they may with the trades. That's exactly how you gotta think there. Dame got snubbed badly one year, motivated to the point where he got so good. He has to make it. Well, that's what Siakam was saying. Siakam had an interview today. And he was obviously asked about it, and he says he's got to look himself in the mirror and get to a point where it's not a debate on whether or not he makes it. And I think that's a pretty good answer. It's a pretty good way to take it. Make it so you're at the point where it's not debatable if you're an all-star. I felt as though this season he had done that. Obviously not. I for sure thought he was a lock, but he apparently not. Only player in the East to be averaging 24, 6, and 6. He's at 24.9. But how? Off of record. So you're saying, I understand you're saying record. The Pacers are 1 game up on the Raptors. Halliburton is in there. The Bulls are 2 games up on the Raptors. Like DeRozan's in there. You're saying record. I understand that Siakam would have been on the team was the worst record in the All-Star game, but it's not like it's such a sharp contrast to the other guys here. I understand you're saying record. That is the only reason why he's not here. The reason Siakam's not here is team record, 100%. But it's inconsistent that Siakam has been deducted points, I suppose, for an All-Star selection when Tyrese Halliburton is there and DeMar DeRozan are there, and there are 1 and 2 games up on the Raptors, respectively. So the argument about team record only matters when you choose it to matter, when you're actively looking for a reason not to give the guy what he deserves. Then if you're trying to find a cop-out to make him to fit what you want it to be, where he's not an all-star, you would look at record. But for other guys like DeRozan and Halliburton, that was not the case where people looked at that. That's what I'm most upset about. If if you're really fixated on teams with good records, I don't like that, but so be it. But they didn't. It was very inconsistent the way it was selected. So that's what I'm most upset about here. Yeah, I agree partially there, Matthew. There was the year Beal. I mean, Beal should have made it 1 year. He's averaging 31 points, and he didn't make it. But that was a team. The Wizards were bad, and it was just him just taking everything. And though Siakam's usage is high, there's a lot of guys still playing really well for this team, still getting stuff done. So I guess doing that more in rhythm than other guys as well is part expressive. I don't read too much into that, but I think that's an interesting point as well. It's a business. They care about who makes the money. The coaches don't give a shit about that. Like that's not what they're voting into. I don't think that's into consideration with the All-Star game. And if it was, like, yeah, everybody's lining up to watch Drew fucking Holiday play in an All-Star game. Like, if it was about money and stuff, which with the injury reserves last year, it was. They were looking to get Cavs players in. You can't convince me otherwise. Drew Holiday ain't drawing people to the fucking All-Star game. I'm sorry. I like Drew, but he's not doing that. Hopefully, hopefully Siakam has that revenge sort of game today. But we will definitely see how all that plays out. We definitely need some shooters. I mean, shooters should be like part of the primary focus for this team. For constructing for the future, for sure. I mean, we'll see. I think right now they're going to be looking for just value, like what is the best return they can get, not so much about fit. And I think in the offseason, that's where you really have to lock in on finding the right pieces to fit for your team. Sorry, I'm just checking some numbers around the league. NBA don't like the Raptors. Like I don't think it's I don't think like again the selections here are not made by any people like high up in the NBA. It was made by I think it was coaches who voted on this. I don't know if media was involved. I don't know quite how much. I wouldn't say like it's like it's a business decision. I still feel like there is that stigma against the Raptors for being the Toronto team. I still feel like that exists. But I don't think that was, like, if Siakam's in a bigger market, he makes it no problem. I understand, like, the market kind of plays into it. But it comes down to record. If the Raptors had a 500 record, Siakam's an all-star. That's it. Easy. No questions asked. The Raptors have a worse record. They've been struggling. Especially, they've been struggling, and they were supposed to be good this season. That goes into it. That is why he didn't make it. They cared about Siakam's team record more than they cared about other teams. I don't want to like say if he it's a anti Raptors sort of thing, because like it's not like the Pacers are a big market for talent either. Although Halliburton is a big draw. I don't think that went into the voting. What is what I'm saying here. Think about like the brand and all that. We'll see though. Maybe he sneaks in as an all-star reserve, for an injury replacement. That is, if Kevin Durant can't play in the game, maybe they add in Siakam to the mix. That'd be like, what would that? I don't know what that'd be like. The analogy I just thought of was not appropriate for stream, so it wouldn't feel full there. Although I remember Devin Booker also didn't make the All-Star game. But Devin Booker, the first time I think he made an All-Star game, he was a late injury reserve, and then like since then he's been excellent. So things change quickly, I suppose. It's unfortunate to see. All right, we got a game to win. Raptors taking on the Houston Rockets tonight. Raptors going with VanVleet, Trent, Barnes, Siakam, Achua. Houston Rockets going with Knicks, Gordon, Martin Jr., Smith, Jari Smith, and Alperen Şengün. KBJ is on the thumbnail. I didn't realize he wasn't playing today. I don't know anything about the Houston Rockets, but I do know, respectfully, that's not a good starting five they just rolled out. That's not a good starting five they just rolled out before my eyes. As bad as the Raptors have been, we should fucking dunk on this team, man. What's the spread? The spread is 7.5. Jesus Christ. Like, Jesus Christ. The Raptors should beat this team by 10 points, quite honestly. I love Alperen Şengün. They don't use this guy enough. Silas is not the right coach for this Rockets team. Şengün is so good. He's so underutilized. I love watching Alperen Şengün play. If you guys have been a fan of my channel for a while, you know I was so high on Şengün before that draft, and I have seen nothing in his NBA career that would take me off of that stance. I am a big fan of his. And we're off underway at Houston. Raptors taking on the Rockets. Rockets rolling out a bad starting five, but here we are. Raptors still got to get it done, and they haven't been able to get it done on a lot of occasions this season. And Houston get out to a lead to start us off. If you guys are enjoying the content so far, please make sure you smash that like button. Thank you to Paul for reminding everybody in chat. And if you want to see more content like this, make sure you're subscribed to Amateur Sports. All right, let's get going here. Hopefully a good Scotty Barnes game. Or a Siakam. Or a Chua for 3. In and out to start off the game. Who's commentating? Who's commentating right now? What's the guy's name? I forget the commentator's name. It's not Matt Devlin today. 3 ball for Gordon is an error ball. And it's out of bounds for a Raptors ball. Who is, somebody remind me, the main commentator tonight. He's with Jack Armstrong. For some reason, Matty D is, Paul Jones. Paul Jones, that's it. Thank you. He's typically the radio commentator, if I'm not mistaken. I like him though. Siakam spinning off Jabari Smith. Nice kick out to Barnes. And he turns it over. Here come the Rockets the other way with Gordon, who gets the layup to go, and it's 4-0. I believe we can lose to anybody as well. Trust me. Chance Pascal replaces with injury, 100%. I think it should be him or Harden immediately should go in for a guy. I feel like Harden will be ahead of him, but we'll see. Van Vliet. Out to Siakam. And he loses the handle. Not great. Houston coming the other way. Gordon. Inside. He's fouled and won. 6-0 to the Rockets. And Gordon at the line to make it 7 here. Yeah, not a fantastic start. A lot of game left, everybody. What's with radio commentary? I don't know where Matty D is. Maybe he's sick or something. Gordon at the line makes it 7-0 to the Rockets. I perceive Harden like that. It's crazy that he's such a different player now. He's such a point guard at this point. Partying, I don't know about that. Barnes for 3. That's like, why are we settling for that? Like, with all respect, why are we settling for that shot, man? We're early in the shot clock. Şengün down low. Has it stolen away. Nice defense there by Achua. Raptors yet to score. 2:20 into this game. Trent to Achua. Met by Şengün. Şengün, I love him. He's not a good defender. Let's take him on here. Maybe not with those hands, though. Achua finds Van Vliet. 8 on the shot clock. Van Vliet's got to come up with something. Working on Şengün here. Stepping back in mid-range. Off the mark. That was just a horrible, just diabolical possession, man. Jabari Smith for 2. Can't connect. Rebound by Van Vliet. Raptors looking to get something going here. 3 minutes, no buckets. Siakam on the interior. Misses the layup. Gets his... Siakam, man. People are watching you wondering why you aren't an all-star. And then you smoked 2 open layups. What on earth was that? Man, Siakam blew that second one there. That was crazy. Trent, I don't know if he kicked it out, but it gets to Siakam. Now Fred. And an offensive foul there. Wow. Pascal, bro. No. Pascal, bro. This is your revenge game. You're proving him right, Mr. Piggy says in chat. All right, let's get going here, for fuck's sakes. Knicks to Şengün. Achua defending. Şengün fighting inside. Good defense by Achua. Great defense there. Trent the other way. 3 in transition. Off the mark. It'll be 4 minutes without a bucket or a point for the Raptors. Gordon with the layup. And it's 9-0. Yeah, you need a timeout. It is more funny at the end of the day. Man, we stink. Well, a lot of time to go. You're single digits. Come out, get a bucket, and make some things happen. Fire Nick Nurse for missing those open layups and those open three-pointers. Nurse can't shoot or hit a layup, man. This guy stinks. We should fire him. The only silver lining of Siakam not making the All-Star game is that he's got like a week off where he can just chill. Finally, he can rest. Because he seems like the slump, I don't know what it is. Like, is it, guys just have slump, like a off periods. Maybe he's burnt out, maybe a combination. He could use a good week to rest, get a vacation, get out of this godforsaken city as well. He's on the West Coast right now, so it's nice. But I don't know if you guys have been, if you're in the GTA, I don't know if you're in the GTA. It is fucking cold today. It is bloody fucking cold in or near Toronto. Oh my God. Matt Devlin sounds so depressed. Well, Matt Devlin's not commentating today, so hard. Didn't leave the house. I walked my dog a couple times. It was like I was playing with my dog in the backyard for a bit, and I was winded, and I realized it was so hard to even breathe. It was cold. Like I was breathing through my nose, and it was so cold that I couldn't even get any air to go in. Really, it was such a horrible feeling out there. Raptors need a vacation from basketball. Maybe they do. I don't know how you watch. I don't know how we watch. How you guys watch that first 4 minutes and get mad about Nurse, as if Siakam hadn't smoked two open layups, or Gary Trent missed open three, Barnes missed open three. Like these, the Barnes one's bad, but like there's some wide open looks here that guys have just flat out missed. I don't know how you look at that and get mad at Nurse. Kevin Mack, thank you so much for subscribing. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Amateur Hour Army. Just subscribe yourself to a watch party like this for every Raptors game, and also videos all throughout the week. Appreciate that. Welcome, Kevin Mack, to the stream. Malachi Flynn is in early, as is Chris Boucher. Boucher for three, and finally the Raptors have a bucket. Trent out super early here for Malachi Flynn, and I believe it's Scotty Barnes, yes, who has been yanked early as well to get Chris Boucher in, hopefully inject some energy. But on the other way, it's lobbed up to Martin for an and one dunk. And what was the foul there? Boucher's just... Is that a foul? Oh, I mean, his hand comes... All right. I did see the Gabe Brown dunk. Yeah, that was something. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Van Vliet fighting inside, missing at the rim, and the rebound bounces away from Achua. Rockets up by 9 and looking to pile that on with Knicks. Kicking to Martin, but it's turned over. Boucher hands off to Van Vliet, taking it in transition, outside to Flynn for three, and Malachi Flynn cannot hit, and it will go out of bounds, and it will be a Houston Rockets basketball. 5 minutes into the game, Raptors have made one shot, and it was that three-pointer from Chris Boucher, and they find themselves down 12-3. Gordon inside, and he's blocked by Achua. We'll give him a little...
Get that garbage out of here!
This season, Sarah has stepped up the playmaking. Look at Jokic. I don't know if you've watched Nikola Jokic the last 2 years. He's been good those years. He was good those years as well. I don't know anybody who stepped up from a playmaking standpoint as a center. I think there's just a lot of them were good last year, like Sabonis, Jokic, obviously. Another bucket there for the Rockets. Jabari Smith with an and one. I think that's their third and one of the game already. This is some soft-ass defense, some soft-ass offense. Embiid, like maybe, I don't know. I feel like we're leaning back into the bigs being important. We're kind of trending away from having bigs. Like a lot of teams are going small. We're definitely going back into having the importance of having a big on your team. And I think what's changing is that we're evolving the bigs into a lot more skilled, despite being in that position. And I think that's a trend I saw coming a couple of years ago, and I think we're starting to get to that point a lot more. As Fred knocks down the three, and it's 14-6. So only down by 8. As bad as it's been, only down by 8. A lot of time to go. Passing does not play. No, it does not. Not always. Şengün down low could have gotten a foul. Also could have traveled there. Makes it a 10-point game. Van Vliet looking for the screen. Nice move to get himself open for three. Cannot connect, and Alperen Şengün grabs the rebound. I can't watch Skybar. Hopefully they're not watching and not soiling my chat with, oh, I'm done watching. Just leave, bro. All right, Rockets with another three. They've got 19 points. This is I actually laughed. I actually laughed when I saw when I saw this Rockets starting five. They are cooking us right now on both ends. Achua, like look at that possession. Boucher, however, tips it in. I don't really know what I think. OG just might be done. He just wants something different. I have no idea. Achua bats it away, and it's out of bounds, and it is a Houston basketball. 11-point game right now. Yeah, like adding KD to this team, cool. You're still not winning a championship with this team. And KD's not even available for trade. I'm sure Jacques Vaughn wants to continue to work with that unit. Şengün loses it. Flynn forward to Boucher, who's looked good and throws it down at the rim. Damn. Chris Boucher. Positive impact here. He's got 7 points off the bench. Kick-starting the Raptors offense. How about Chris? Inside for Knicks, who can't hit. Şengün rebound going up. He can't hit either. Koloko with the rebound. Koloko in the game, by the way. Fred VanVleet bringing it forward. Tacking the rim and finishing off the glass. What a play by Fred VanVleet. Wow. High off the glass, through the contact from Alperen Şengün. And a chance to get this game back into striking distance. 19-12 here. That was fucking crazy, man. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, my stream froze. Okay, give me 1 second. Fred hit the free throw, but I am back in action here, and Şengün has just scored, and it's 21-13. A lot of games to go. I like these Rockets jerseys. Very retro vibes. I like it. Flynn to VanVleet. VanVleet looking for some space. Barnes is back in the game, so brief sit. Back in looking to make a difference. VanVleet loses it on the inside, but he's going to head to the line again. How about Fred? Last month and a half or so, he's been excellent and just keeping the Raptors relevant. This is like, I'm getting vibes from the start of last season where Fred literally put the team on his back, and we're getting a little bit more of that today. Am I using a legal website? No, I'm on TSN. I have TSN Sportsnet, so I always watch there. The reason you like the con with trading OG Anunoby is that if you trade OG, you're gonna spend the next 3 to 5 years finding somebody who does what OG Anunoby does. That's the argument to keep him. That is like a player every team needs. So if you trade him away, you got to find a new one. But if he wants to go and you're getting that sort of return, then I'm into the idea. Garrison Matthews is checked in for the Rockets. Guy can shoot. Another turnover by the Rockets. Raptors making use of these turnovers. Can they score from it? Van Vliet stepping outside, giving it to Scotty Barnes. Now Flynn. Back to Van Vliet. Stepping in, kicking out to Barnes. Barnes in the corner for 3, and Barnes connects. Raptors have got this back to a single possession game, 21-18. That is a, how many is that? 12-2 run? Yes, a 12-2 run for the Raptors. Matthews out to Knicks, swings it further. Rockets moving in again, and that's a hard foul by Koloko. What is this guy doing? What is this guy doing? Koloko, bro. About to kill Jae'Sean Tate, man. Well, Scotty's three's a bit like it's kind of frustrating. Like I know we drafted Scotty Barnes not being able to hit threes really at all, and he's hitting like he can hit like a little bit under 30% it seems, but they don't even defend him out there, right? I think that's gotta be a big area for Scotty Barnes to work on, and he's young enough, and we're already seeing signs. He's got the ability to hit those catch and shoot ones. He's got like the shooting stroke down to a certain degree. Obviously, there is rooms for improvement there, but definitely frustrating seeing them like teams not even guard this guy. We have to at least get to the point where Scotty Barnes is that you have to at least guard him on the outside, which helps the spacing, will help his game as well. I have strong opinions that he will get there. He's very young. I'm not like complaining like, man, he can't even shoot threes yet. Not at all. We will get there, but we got to get there. I'd like to get there ASAP. So in the offseason, I definitely want Barnes to be fixated heavily on making that a part of his game for next season. But a lot of time to do that. He's already showing improvement, for sure. Like, I 100% agree. We got him as a guy who we thought couldn't shoot, period. At least he can do some shooting. Some shooting. I hate the off-the-dribble ones, though. Those we got to get rid of. The catch and shoot, especially in the corner, like, I don't mind those for him. The game seems dead. I mean, not a lot of energy from the Raptors. The building is pretty empty here. This is the type of game that like you pay like $5 to go to. Your goddamn beer you get at the game is more expensive than your ticket. They're letting Barnes shoot. I don't know what this let Barnes shoot. Like, he is shooting. And we watch Raptors. I have not been able to watch the 905 this season, unfortunately. I do miss the vibes, but life is so busy right now. They had a rough start to the season. They've looked good lately. Unfortunately, they just lost Saben Lee. Saben Lee was a key player for 905, but he just signed on a two-way. I believe it's a two-way contract with the Phoenix Suns. So shout out to him for earning that. I think it was obvious Saben Lee was eventually going to get on an NBA team, but big loss for the 905 there. Yeah, it definitely is a bit weird. Like Van Vliet, Van Vliet's. I don't get the notion that Van Vliet's unhappy here. Like literally nothing suggests Van Vliet is unhappy in Toronto, and you can see from the performances that this guy cares about winning still. And like you said, one week from today, Van Vliet may not even be a Raptors player. So I guess with all the the drama going on from a trade perspective, like it is a little bit weird. The vibes are probably weird. Like there's 3 or 4 guys, maybe even more, that may not even be a Raptors player next week. We're not getting Kyrie. Don't worry about that. Wow, I just took in. They missed both those free throws in that play, but 3 balls up here and no good. And Flynn with the good rebound, and he's fouled. Raptors with the ball up. Sorry, down by 3. It was a big lead for the Rockets. Raptors brought it back here. Bet 100 for the Jazz. Jazz. Actually, how did I win? It should have pushed. If you bet on a -3, then it should push, which means you get your money back. Fred VanVleet for 3. Doesn't hit this time. Rebound by Boucher, who is fouled. -3. So it ended as a 3-point game, which means you pushed. So you're refunded your initial stake. It would not be a loss. And if it was, number 1, read the house rules. If it was like in a parlay, sometimes they don't count it as a push. Sometimes if it's in something else, they don't count it, but it should be a push. Unless there's some weird site you're using, I don't know. But I don't think so. Gary Trent. I recognize it was a spread. At 365. Okay, then it should have pushed. It should have pushed. If you actually bet -3, it should push. It should not lose. I would double check that. And if there's a problem, then just contact their live chat and get it sorted. It pushed. You should get refunded. VanVleet going to the rim and can't hit. Although you may have bet into the 3-way spread market, at which 365 does offer, which means you can tie on the 3-way market. So that's a possibility. I would be a bit more surprised there, but it's possible you bet in the 3-way markets rather than it's 2-way. It was 2-way, so you should put. It should be a push. If it's not a push, contact the customer support. Okay, back in here. 21-18, 1:10 to go in the quarter. Barnes feeds it forward to Boucher, who goes to the rim and finishes. Boucher, a little bit of a purple patch here for the player the last week or so. From a point like we were like, man, this guy stinks. You can't even play him right now. And then he's back to like one of the most important players off the bench. And in fact, the most important player off the bench when Achua is starting these games. 14-2 run by the Raptors has it down to 21-20. So we are right to question the Houston Rockets team. It seems at this point. I think people strongly don't understand the discrepancy in talent from the G League to the NBA. As Boucher for 3, no good. Like people saying, I saw people talk about Gabe Brown potentially coming up. Like there's a big skill difference from the G League to the NBA. Proven many times. I don't think there's anybody like. I think Reggie Perry's got NBA talent. I'd kind of be interested in seeing how he'd work here, but other than that, I don't see anybody being able to step up to this level. Another miss there by the Rockets. Boucher rebound. Barnes going to look for a heave at the buzzer, and he cannot connect. And the Raptors will be down after 1, but they end the quarter on a 14-2 run, and they are right back in the game. Nice to see Koloko getting minutes. Should be good here against a lesser Rockets team. But that lesser Rockets team is leading at the end of the day. Got to do a little bit better in the second quarter with the starting unit. Siakam's got to be better. Barnes, a little bit more from him would be nice as well. Trent, a little bit more from him as well. And we will see. Shout out Chris Boucher. Big change by Nick Nurse. Brought this game back together, but brought this game back. Going to the bench early. Going to Boucher early. We'll give Nick Nurse credit for that. All right, I got to go piss. I will be right back, and we'll get set for the second quarter of this game. Don't go anywhere. While I'm away, though, you can smash that like button, support the channel, support the content. All right. Any argument that starts with yo, it's usually going to be solid. That's based. Yo, have you seen what do you think about this? Yeah, you're kind of right. Have you ever seen a high quality argument or discussion that starts off with yo? I can't recall ever having seen anything like that. Went through the 5-stage grief with Lowry, reaching the acceptance phase that his body is failing him. I mean, yeah, you do feel a little bit sour when, you're paying the guy like $30 million and he's like that. Or, yeah, bro as well. I just want to let you guys know, if I'm posting my Instagram is open and like anybody can follow it, anybody comment. But if I'm posting like a personal life sort of something about my life on my Instagram, please don't comment on that with basketball takes trying to piss me off. Because somebody did that yesterday. Not the right place. My DMs are open. You can reply to tweets, everything. My Instagram with a picture of my girlfriend. That's not the place to be trying to aggravate me with basketball discourse. Please and thank you. Raptors lead for the first time. It's 22-21 to start the second quarter. Trent trying to get the Raptors back in action. Further this lead. Siakam spinning off, going up with the right hand, finishing. Tough start for Siakam, but gets to go here. I would love to see if you can get like Dyson Daniels, Trey Murphy from the Pelicans. I don't know if you can get both, but I think there's a distinct possibility you can. Can argue basketball? Sure, there's a time and place for basketball. That's my point. There's a time and place. That was not the place. Boucher for 2 doesn't go. Rebound, and the Rockets looking to get their offense going again. The Raptors are on an 18-2 run here. Is it now? 18-2 run by the Raptors, and Eason, I believe that's Eason, will look to end that run at the line. It's trade could happen 100%. There's a lot of teams. There's a lot of parity in the league. There's going to be a lot of teams that feel like they are a piece away from going to an NBA Finals. And I think the Pelicans are one of them. I think Memphis are one. I think the Pelicans are one. I think Denver are one, if not already there. But I generally feel like there's a lot of teams looking to expand. The Kings must feel like they can make a run as well. Thank you to Daniel Farley for subscribing. Welcome to the Amateur Army. Appreciate that subscription and supporting the brand, supporting the channel. You just subscribe yourself to a watch party like this for every Raptors game, and on top of that, videos all throughout the week. This is the 5th day in a row of content, and we are going to make it 7 days in a row this weekend, possibly 8, 9, 10, 11 days in a row as well next week. Barnes for 3 off the mark. If you guys like the Raptors, you guys like basketball, you're going to love Amateur Hour. Get involved today. Lots of great content coming your way. I mean, I'd rather have Siakam in the All-Star game, but he's not. It is what it is. We'll let our boy rest a little bit. Jaylen Brown, filler for Durant. I was an advocate for the Celtics doing that in the offseason. 3 balls up and down for Jabari Smith, and he restores the Houston Rockets' advantage. Barnes to Trent. Back to Barnes. Fires it to Siakam. I think he meant it for Boucher, but Siakam picks it up. Can't hit on the 2 there. Here come the Rockets again. And an offensive foul has been called here. If Frey gets traded next 24 hours, Jacob will shave his head on live stream. No. Listen, nobody's getting. I mean, you know what? Sure. If Fred gets traded by, we'll call it 9 p.m. tomorrow. I mean, I'll shave my head on a stream. I would be floored if the Raptors made a move before the end of the road trip, given the fact that we are less than 2 games away now with this one going on. I don't know if it'll be the day of the deadline. I mean, I can certainly see it, but it will be earliest it will be is February 6th. Sure, clip it. Earliest the trade will happen is February 6th for the Raptors. Bull. There's a lot of potential there. People like Bull. He's a fine player, but it's really been it's a little bit overblown how good he's been, in my opinion. Like, he's been good. He's been better than expected, but I think it's going a little bit far. Man, did Delano Banton get a haircut, or did he like do his hair? Is that just him doing his hair differently? There's a lot of deficiencies in Bull's game, yes. If by Monday Fred gets traded, get 10 subs. Wow. Appreciate that. I'm not going to hold you to that, but if you choose to do so, I would appreciate it 100%. Raptors lead 27-25 here. He's not good, man. I wouldn't say he's not good, but he's not as good. He's nowhere near as good as people make him out to be, in my opinion. 27-27 now. Siakam working on Gordon. Double comes from Şengün. Nice play to Achua, who can't hit the layup. Nice rebound by Barnes, who can't hit the layup. Scotty. And he misses again, but this time he saw like those. A lot of bunnies today and against the Jazz. A lot of bunnies, man. Siakam's missed a few. Barnes missed a couple there. You gotta hit these. Yeah, the arena's dead. Man, they don't give a shit about this team. You think the Raptors were like truly like an abomination like the Rockets were? Do you think that we'd still sell out the Scotiabank Arena? I don't. I think the Raptors Arena might be dead if they're horrible. Like they're bad, but at least they're exciting still. Like there's good players here. Where the Rockets suck, man. I don't think they sell out. Those tickets are expensive. You guys think they would sell out? Interesting. I don't think they would. I wouldn't say they've been boring. Like, Siakam's averaging 25. You have a reigning rookie of the year on the team. Fred VanVleet is back to close to his best. The offense has been statistically very good. Like the games are high scoring. I wouldn't say they've been bad, sure, but I don't think they've been boring. From somebody who has watched like 90% of the games start to finish like this, I wouldn't say they've been boring. But I mean, subjective, of course. Was there a 3 in the key there? I think there was a 3 in the key there. Thank you to Kuwaito from Mars for dropping the super chat. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for the extra support to the channel. Very grateful. And he says, or they say, where is Kyrie Irving going? Thank God it's Friday. Stay warm. Appreciate that. Appreciate the kind words. I would say, even odds if I'm betting on it, Kyrie Irving is going to the Los Angeles Lakers. That LeBron tweet today, a little cryptic. Maybe there's something going on there. 29-29 here. Rockets have 20 points in the paint. Good God. Gary Trent for 3, and he connects. Raptors lead 32-29 here. I agree. Wouldn't nearly be as empty as this Houston arena, but they wouldn't. I don't think they'd sell out either. It's expensive. These games probably are cheap too. Siakam is fouled there. 32-31 for the Raptors, who have recovered from the start that put them down 19-6. And we were thought, oh man, this is gone. Yeah, my mustache today. I walked my dog. The ends were frozen when I got home. What does LA have to offer Brooklyn? 27 unprotected first, 29 unprotected first. Siakam backing down Jabari Smith. Going to the rim. The salary would be difficult, but they can make that happen, man. I mean, Westbrook could go as well. Westbrook, 2 picks. And shot drops there for the Rockets, who get this back to 34 to 33. I'm struggling with a lot of these Rockets names, man. And turnover by the Raptors. That'll be an easy bucket here as the Rockets take the lead, 35 to 34 now. The Raptors, I think OG will get traded, yes. It's 35 to 34 there. Raptors fall behind once again. It's a close game. With all, like, not to be disrespectful, this Rockets team stinks, man. This team stinks. And we're making them look like a solid NBA team right now. This is a real tough spot to be in if you're the Raptors right now. Man. What do you guys think? Let's say Russ, 2 picks go to the Brooklyn Nets, and the Nets give Kyrie Irving to the Lakers. Lakers have started the season like 2-10, 2-12, something like that. But since then, they've been like a good NBA team. If they have LeBron, AD, and Kyrie, and are supported by like not quality, but solid, I guess, somewhat solid role players. Like Hachimura has shot the ball well since going to LA. Brown has been fine. Like Reeves can give you a job. Like it's not a great team, but certainly 3 players like that. And I think 3 players would work well together as well. You get a guard. LeBron works great with point guards. AD is to work great with AD. Like that's enough to be a serious threat in the playoffs. That's enough to make, like, they're not that far off the pace in the West as well. Like the West is very compact in the standings. Like if they get Kyrie, that's a championship caliber team, I think. Like LeBron can already work with Kyrie. I think he can make pretty much anything work. I can see it. They just need guys to hit shots around him and play defense. They need guys like KCP, but they'll never have a guy like that. For real though, they would need a guy like KCP there. That'd be like the perfect 2 guard for that team. I don't think they're 2 games out of 4th. That would shock me. I think they're a lot more than 2. The Clippers have 29 wins in their 4th. The Lakers have like 23 wins. Let's see. Clippers, Lakers are 3 games back. Okay, Lakers 20 wins. They're 3 games back of the 4 seed Mavericks. So yeah, they're right there. They're right there. Sorry, like I thought 2 was crazy. I thought it'd be like 5 or 6. They're right there. If they get Kyrie, they could win a fucking championship out of this godforsaken season. Nice putback there by Achua. We're back from the timeout, and the Raptors are back in the lead, 36 to 35. If you guys have been enjoying the content, please ensure you have hit that like button to support the stream. They won't move Rui. Rui's a nice young player to have there. He's been playing well. He shoots the ball well. He'll complement those guys well at the power forward spot. Şengün at the bucket connects, and the Rockets take the lead once again. A lot of lead changes in this game. Van Vliet kick out to Trent, stepping inside and kicking to Siakam, moving the ball around. Wancho was checked in to the game. Juancho falling deeper into the rotation. Siakam step back 2, gets it. Back in the lead. Is it fair to say that Lakers 27-29 unprotected picks are equivalent to 4 moderately protected? At least, yeah. Like, let's say the Knicks give you 4 picks, like 4 of those garbage picks. I'd rather have those 2 Lakers ones, potentially. I think it's pretty even. VanVleet inside to Achua, and it's nearly turned over. Siakam somehow saves it, and VanVleet has it with still 7 to go on the shot clock here. VanVleet in drop coverage and finds the mid-range jumper. Fred has been smooth with the midi lately, and another lead change. The Raptors lead 40-39 here. Convinced Juancho's the worst player in the league. Well, no. I mean, he does still play. There's guys who don't even play, but yeah, he's not good. At the bucket for Martin, who finishes, and another lead change, 41-40 here. Yo, Alexander, some Seema. That's laughable, man. Fred took away Siakam's chance to be selected as he was focusing on his own chances. If Siakam was more selfish like Fred, he would have averaged more, possibly more wins for us. I don't know if you've been watching the Raptors. Siakam is very focused on his own stats as well. And I don't think another player playing well is a problem. Fred playing really good basketball consistently for 5 to 6 weeks straight is not a negative to your team. In fact, I would say a player playing really well for 5 to 6 weeks is in fact a good thing for your team. Come on, man. Everybody wants like another good player, and then you have a good player, and then you complain that he's taking shots away from the other good players in the team. Like you need to have more than one good player. Like Siakam's a good player. Like do you want this guy to shoot 40 times a game? Like it's not a problem. Like I don't think either of them are selfish, by the way. Like Siakam shoots the ball a lot. Sometimes, yeah, he could kick out, but I give him the benefit that he's the star player. He takes more shots. Like I don't think that's crazy, and he's averaging 6 assists a game. Like he's moving the ball well. Assist doesn't quantify like overall like playmaking, passing, but it's a very good metric. And 6 assists per game for Siakam is quite good. Like if you want to be a good team, which we're not, but you need to have more than one good player, and those guys both need to shoot the ball a lot. And if Fred is doing it really well, that's not a negative to the team. Like Siakam shoots the ball plenty. He shoots the ball plenty. The issue with this team is that it's a bunch of really good tertiary pieces being forced into private roles. Yeah, I agree. It's like, the team is not built well. We understand. That's the thing. I think the biggest, of all things, the biggest thing is the roster construction. Comments. I don't know if it's like if you're an all-star caliber player, then you know what? Maybe me taking a less than ideal shot is better than somebody else's team taking an ideal shot. Like that's not crazy. I don't know if it's necessarily confidence, but like if Siakam's got a chance in isolation, one-on-one, like yeah, like let Siakam try to take this guy. There's no like clear-cut, wide-open player. Let Siakam try to take this guy. It hasn't been a great watch. I concur. The energy is very dead in this game. A lot of people lately have been saying I look like Fred. It's been a lot more lately. I personally don't see it as much, but that's what people say. If the biggest issue I have with this team is the roster construction. Because very obviously Siakam's a great player. Very obviously VanVleet's a great player. Trent's a good player. OG's is a great player. Achua's a good player. Like there's a lot of good players here, yet somehow we're 23-30. That's on front office, construction of this team. That's on coaching, not getting the most out of the players. It's on maybe some guys not stepping up earlier on in the season. It's a lot of, it's a whole host of things that have gone wrong. I don't know. An offense run through Siakam got us to a second round, nearly a third round. Siakam played like shit, and we almost got to a third round with him as the best player. We should have. And we lost to the Celtics by 5 in a game 7, where a series where Siakam didn't even show up, and he was the best player. So I mean, you can build a strong team with Siakam there as your best player. Raptors are 4 for 16 from 3. Good God. We're 1-8 within 3 points. Yes. You can't go anywhere with that. 100%. Well, obviously Siakam didn't perform the best in that series. In fact, I just said he didn't. Siakam was the best player on that team. Like, come on. I'm gonna go with the guy who was all NBA second team. That him being the best player. There's just a lot of really good players around him. That's such a deep team. It had everything. 44-41 Toronto. VanVleet for 3. Achua gets the rebound on the miss, and Barnes has it. Kicks out to VanVleet in the corner. And Fred steps back for 3 and connects. Wow! Fred VanVleet. Larry should have made All-NBA. Not over Siakam, though. Siakam was the better player. 7-0 run by the Raptors. 47-41. Can the Raptors get to a point where they blow this game open with 2:43 to go? That Fred shot was wet as shit. That was fucking wet. Look at this shot. Look at that was wet, man. That was nice. Nick Nurse probably responds to Crutch Stew. Who said that? Nobody said that. Nobody said that. VanVleet for 2, no good. Knicks in the corner for 3, no good. Rebound Siakam. You're going to wrap the other way. 2:07 to go in the second. Achua with the 2, but he's called for the charge. Oh, somebody did say that. All right, I scrolled up. My apologies. I don't think Nurse. I 100% would not blame Nurse for the roster construction. My apologies. I thought you were saying I said that. My mistake. I feel bad now. Shot goes up there for Martin and ends the run. 47-43. Low-scoring game. This is a sad-ass game. 47-43 with 1:30 to go. Fred threw a fucking lollipop in there. Thankfully, there's a foul. And the Raptors will retain possession here. He's definitely not in the dark. Look, I've defended Nurse. Like, I'm not gonna fire Nick Nurse, but you definitely he definitely hasn't gotten the most out of this roster. No, nothing will be sadder than that Raptors Rockets game. You have the mental toll that game has on me to this day. The Houston Rockets had lost like 21 games in a row, and they beat the Raptors. That weighs a lot on me to this day. That is my benchmark for rock bottom. That is 3 up for the Rockets, and it's back to a 1-point game. That is like as bad as I felt this season. I know that I have not even come close to the feeling of after that game to the Rockets where John Wall, they're in those fucking light blue jerseys. John Wall gets a triple-double. They're all dancing. Everybody around the league is texting Silas saying, I don't even know, they're like congratulating him. Congrats, you won your first game in 22. Like your father coached the worst team in NBA history and you orchestrated like the worst losing streak in NBA history. Like, congrats, you finally won a game, man. That was weird. That was a weird situation. Siakam forward outside to Trent for three. Bang! Connects on the three-pointer in the corner. 6-point game late in the half. Let's get a stop here. Houston looking for the 2-for-1. They're not going to get it. Shot clock, game clock separated by about 9.5. Oh, a nice pass by Şengün. And I think that's... I don't know who that is, who scored. Not even going to guess. Raptors with 14 on the game clock, up by 4. Trent has it. Looking to square up against Eric Gordon, excuse me. Trent pulls up for 3 and connects with 2 seconds to go. Another massive shot by Gary Trent, which will get us into halftime. Raptors with their largest lead at 7, fought back from down 19-6. All right. Nice little section there by Toronto to get themselves in the lead. Going into halftime with that nice cushion, that nice advantage. What will they be able to do in the second half? We will see very, very soon. What is the chat saying? I missed a little bit here. If you guys are enjoying the content so far, please make sure you have smashed that like button. It does go a long way to supporting the channel. Helps us get some more recommended pages. And beyond that, please make sure you're subscribed to Amateur Sports as well. You can get involved with chat if you are subscribed to the channel. Also, you get a live stream like this for every Raptors game. Also, you get videos all week about this team. Let's see my schedule coming up. Just how many days in a row are we going to go here with content? So we're already 5th. We're already 5 days into the streak because Monday there was a stream. Tuesday, video. Wednesday, stream. Thursday, yesterday, video. Today, Friday, stream. Tomorrow, going to be a video. Sunday, there's going to be a stream. Monday, there's going to be video. Tuesday, we might take a day off. We might take a day off Tuesday. We'll see what the trade situation is. So I think we will get to 8 days in a row, but I don't believe we will get to 9. I think I'll take that Tuesday as a little, all right, let's get prepped for the trade deadline season. Anyways, let's see what the chat is. Siakam and Kawhi hold the record for most playoff points combined for a single playoff season ever. I believe they're second. I believe they're tied for second. I don't think they're first, but the fact that they're that high also suggests, yes, that Siakam was excellent in the playoffs. Anyways, not as good as Kawhi, of course. Substage Raptors race say Masai hasn't done anything drastically as trade and try roster away, which is the biggest BS I've heard. Masai hasn't done anything drastically as trading the entire roster away. Yeah, he definitely overhauled in 2013. You said it best. I mean, he has absolutely done it before. John was in therapy time because he was so bad. Wow, I didn't know that. That's crazy. Well, I guess the Raptors spread a little positivity into the world that day then, letting John Wall have his way with us. That's crazy, though. Wow. Props for him for getting it all together again. It's scary, man. We appreciate these guys as people, too. Now he's just ball hogging in LA instead of, even though he's got Paul George, Kawhi playing with him. Let's see. The fact that we could, you stupid. The fact that we could have Katie instead of a clown who's doing cardio. Yeah. I mean, this team obviously is deep enough to win a championship if you trade away important pieces and all your picks for KD. This is definitely a championship caliber core that we're working with here. All right, further down. Always like the commentary taking off. I'm not sure what you meant to say there. I don't know if you're roasting me or not. Thursday daytime. So Thursday daytime, as far as the stream goes, the trade deadline is at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So I have a job. So I won't, unfortunately, I will not be able to stream on this channel for the trade deadline. Like, it's the middle of a work day. I did ask for one day, half day, because I wanted to do the Raptors game on Martin Luther King Day. So but I won't be able to do that here. However, I did request to do it for my job's YouTube channel, and I will be streaming Thursday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time, breaking down the entire trade deadline, talk about how it affects betting markets and such. I was doing it on the At the Hammer HQ YouTube channel. I've just put the link in chat for that channel. So I will be streaming live during trade deadline. Unfortunately, it will not be here, but you can go to the Hammer HQ YouTube channel. That is where I will be doing my trade deadline live coverage this season, just because it is during a work day. But if you care, you do want to see my content, it will be done over there. Just because I have a job, I'm on the clock. So happy I still get to provide some content. So check that out. Also, I'll be involved periodically on that channel, and we're doing some great things. That's my company. We're doing some great things with the Hammer. So get involved over there. That is our watch along channel. That is our specific watch along channel. Time for a Mill Street Organic. I haven't dabbled with one in a while. Mill Street Organic. I could go for a beer. I'll have one after. But yeah, we have a trade deadline show. Just not going to be here. I was teeing you guys up. I do like covering the trade deadline, though. I think it'll be a fun stream. And it'll be even more fun if a lot of you guys show up and just ask questions. It'll be very, hopefully very chat-centric. I'll have some guests on, and we can do that. I am not from Milton. I'm not from Milton. I am in the GTA. Let's not get into a guessing game, though. I will say, if you cared enough, if people like Jen care where I live city-wise, it's not hard to figure out. After watching all this implode this season, Masai did the sweet free agent last trade deadline and last summer. Does anyone actually have faith he's going to do anything in the next week? What? Okay, first of all, I have faith. Masai Ujiri, he used all of his sliders on his powers and his overall. He used it all on draft. More specifically, he's used it all on trades. Masai Ujiri is a wizard when it comes to trade. As it comes to front office, as it comes to free agents, yeah, I will say he hasn't been he does not have a good track record there. But trade wise, he has an excellent, maybe even unblemished track record. Okay, I think I've gotten through the chat here. Let's pop it up. I hope I'm excited. I'm excited for a change. I'm looking forward to the next week. It'll be tough, but I'm looking forward to it. Let's go to the box score from the first half. We have not done that yet. Sorry. Sounded like the sound effect there. We'll refresh. So Siakam had a tough start to the game, but since then he's been okay. 8 points, 4 for 8 shooting. Hopefully a little bit more in the second half. The turnovers have been a concern the last few games. It really does feel like he's burnt out. I don't want to use that as a cop-out, but I think the break in the All-Star break will give him a good amount of rest. I think he needs it. We'll see. Scotty Barnes, tough start to this game. He's 1 for 5. Some games, man, he's like 30 points, doing everything. Some games like this, struggling to affect. But the +8 is nice to see. And he's been working well with the bench as well, as it seems, because the bench has made a big difference. I guess the Raptors got in a hole early. That's where a lot of these plus-minuses are bad. Fred VanVleet has been a big catalyst in the Raptors getting back into this game. He's got 15 points. Though it's not the most efficient night from him, his energy, his volume, it is important for this team. We're seeing that very clearly here, and he's doing it here. He's doing it tonight. Gary Trent has been excellent. Got yanked early from this game, came back in, made a big difference. He's 6 for 8, had that big 3 late in the half. He's up to 15 points. Chris Boucher, perhaps the main catalyst in the Raptors getting back in this game. He got subbed in early, hit the Raptors hopefully we can find ways to continue to keep him on the floor rather than resorting to rather than having to take him out because of lack of switchability, and also him himself staying on the goddamn floor because he's always getting foul trouble.
All right, going to the team stats. Raptors have done a great job in garnering extra possessions here. They're doing it in the rebound category, 10 offensive rebounds to 2, and they are doing it very slightly in the turnover category. They're leading in the turnovers. Rockets have 7. We have 6. Beyond that, Rockets are finding it really hard to generate three-pointers with no KPJ and no Jalen Green involved. They've only taken 9. We've taken 20, and though both teams are inefficient, just adding on those additional points in hitting threes rather than twos where they've been successful. They really have beat us up in the paint today. Raptors are good for a 7-point lead here, despite both teams having hit 21 shots. And also, free throws make a difference. We kind of learned that from the Raptors lately. So he went down. What is happening? Did it go down? What happened? What happened to the stream? It all looks good from my end. Oh, it just... Okay, I see.